Hello friends and welcome back to Enterprise Architecture. We have been playing FTB Skies, a brand new mod pack from the Feed the Beast crew, and I am absolutely loving it. Y'all know I love a good skyblock pack, and this one is absolutely delivering. But today, the name of the game is power. We do not have automated power generation set up yet in this pack, and we desperately need it because everything from here on out is going to require some machines. So to get there, we're delving into a couple of different packs. Notably, we're going to get started on Mekanism. Mekanism is a classic. It's one I love. I know Mekanism pretty much inside out in the older versions, but I'm sure it's got some new things to teach us in this more modern mod pack that we are playing. So let's get started. Now, before we do anything else, let's go ahead and check off a few of our last remaining things that we have not collected our rewards for. So we have finished the getting started set all together now. With that last bit of nether bricks, we have everything in getting started done. We also had done our meshes in the last couple of episodes, so we can grab those pieces. We had started with compacting drawers a bit. I think we just got those actually from finishing this other basic set, but I like compacting drawers for metal storage. It's a great one. We had started to put together a little tiny cooking for blockheads kitchen. We had done a sink and a little bit of storage, crafting table, whatever. And we've continued down the path with chipped and done a few more of these. I actually did the glass blower table, but I did not do the gardener's table, so we're not getting credit for that one quite yet. Now, I think we picked up some elemental sources while we were doing our investigation of the nether, and we definitely got some inert crystals from our grinding here. And then let's see here, create. We'd done the millstone a while ago, and our inventory is now full, so all these extra things were not popping up into our inventory. And yeah, that is a lot of free stuff that we have picked up. So let's dump all of that in our inventory, and then we can get on with the building. Okay, so I think for our power generation, we are going to go with biofuel. Now, this is relatively easy to get because we can crush stuff to get it. That requires the biogenerator for Mekanism generators. So we're going to add that to our shopping list. Now, to make this, we're going to need a basic control circuit, and that needs a metallurgic infuser to get to. Metallurgic infuser itself is pretty straightforward. It's an easy recipe. Now, the biofuel we make in the Mekanism crusher. And as you can see here, the top recipe right here, moss block, that's actually the easiest thing for us to get because we can generate that using our pedestals mod that we talked about in the last couple of episodes. We just need a spore blossom for that, and that's easily gotten by sifting down some leaves. We have a bunch of leaves from a previous quest, so we can get that real fast. So we need to build our crusher, we need our metallurgic infuser, and then we can build our biogenerator. So that's the order of business today. So let's get started with our metallurgic infuser. So the recipe here just requires a couple of furnaces and a bunch of items that we've already got. I'd already gotten a bunch of osmium from our sifting previously that I've smelted down. So that's basically ready to go. So we've got a metallurgic infuser already. Nothing need to do there. Now our steel casing, we do need steel ingots. And that also, I believe we make in our metallurgic infuser if nothing has changed in this pack. Right, so we can still make it with carbon, which basically we get from coal. So that's easy enough. Again, using our metallurgic infuser for that. And I think those are the only major things. Now, we've got a little bit of lava. That's not going to be a problem. So I think we can make all of the things that we need here. So first things first, let's take our metallurgic infuser and we're going to plunk it down next to our existing combustion generator. Now, it looks like we've got some power being generated in there already because we have a block of coal. And yeah, that's charging up its lasers. Good. So we're going to grab out of here a little bit of osmium. We don't need that much. Let's just do 16 for now. We're going to need some iron. Again, let's do 16 of that. And we're going to make steel with that. And we're going to make our circuits with this. I believe, right, control circuits are made with osmium. Yes, okay, haven't forgotten the recipe. Good. So let's put that in there, and we take 16 of the redstone, and that should convert it into control circuits. Easy enough. Now the iron to turn into steel is going to need 2 passes, not just 1 pass. The steel is made by smelting our steel dust. Our steel dust we get from enriched iron, which is mixed with coal, and then that enriched iron actually comes from iron being mixed with coal in the first place. So that's how we're going to get to that. So let's let this cook for a second. And there's our finished steel. So now we can go ahead and start making some more things. We're going to need a crusher, which is easy enough. Just this steel casing. I think y'all already know that recipe. I had gone ahead and gotten a couple of lava buckets so that we can make the full crusher. And then the biogenerator we can't make until we get some infused alloy and some biofuel. Now the infused alloy, as I mentioned before, can just make in the metallurgic infuser. So we're going to cook some of that while we are working on the biofuel. So while that's going, let's throw down our crusher. Now the crusher is also going to be on this combustion generator block, pulling in the power that it needs. And I think we'll start with something easy. We have some moss blocks already, so that might be the way to go. Yeah, let's go ahead and take one of the moss blocks and crush that. And that'll give us a whole bunch of biofuel real quick. And while those are going, the other thing we are going to do is go ahead and add another pedestal like so. And then we're going to need an upgrade, and that will give us our upgrade base like so. And then that we just need another lava bucket and a water bucket just like this. And there we go. Now we have a material generator. Perfect. So our biofuel is now done. Our infused alloy is now done. So let's go ahead and, we already have a crusher. Let's go ahead and make our bio generator. Perfect. Now, actually, if we can, I would love to make more than one of these. Let's go ahead and make some sort of a battery for this. I think the energy cube and mechanism might be easy enough for us to do. And we can just make one of those real quick. We might be able to make advanced even. Can we make 2 more? Oh, nope. I can make an advanced one. Even better. Okay, so we're going to use that. And we're just going to stick it on top of here and take all the power that's remaining in the combustion generator for now. Now, I think we're going to go down a floor to build this from our existing base. And to that end, I'm just going to make a couple of elevators real fast, which will make it real quick and simple for us to dig down from here, or to transport ourselves down from here. So that is going to fall into the void. That's okay. And we'll grab up all of our remaining stone bricks and start making a little space for ourselves underneath here. Okay, and there we go. Nice little space carved out. We probably need some walls and whatnot, but now we can use our elevator mod to switch between floors. That's really going to be nice. Now, to get our spore blossom, we're going to need to do a little bit more sifting. So let's see if we can throw these in here like so. I hope I'm not throwing this into the cactus instead. Okay, so we got 3 spore blossoms off of that. And you know what? We only need the 1 for now. So we're just going to hang on to that. So I think the simplest setup here for this pedestal is going to be to do something like this. Put these 2 like so. We'll stick the pedestal directly on top like this. Break that. We can then put the spore blossom underneath, which counts as a spot for the generator. Whoops, give me that. And then we can put the generator on this, and this should, yes, give us moss on top. I'm going to go ahead and use item pipes for this because I think that'll be easier. And I think I can pull it from that slot. Let's see if it'll let us do that. And then we just want to stick this into our crusher, which we're going to put, let's say, right in front of it. And per usual, I forget that the side configuration has to be set so that all of our items are going in the back. Now, we also want to output our items from this. And I think what we'll do is we'll output from the front like so, and then into our bio generator, which will go right in front of that. And actually those are, I think that's the right direction for these. And we're going to use the pipes mod again, like so. Okay, so we put in our upgrade, and then I think we can round robin like so. Perfect. Now we have to do is add power back into the equation. So we're going to stick down our power pipes like this. And I think actually maybe these have to be flipped around the other way. And I don't think this wrench. Oh, it does work on these. Even better. Okay. Just like that. And then I should be able to tell these to pull power out like so. Yeah, that'll do. And last but not least, we just need our advanced energy cube, and we stick this, let's just put it like right back here somewhere. That should be okay. So that should keep us going for a while. So crusher is going, getting a lot of crushed moss here. Looks like we're getting more than enough biofuel to get us by. Is that number? Yeah, that number's going up. 4,000. Yeah, this should be enough to keep all of this going. Although we can go ahead and put some upgrades into Mekanism so that we have more power. And of course, this means we're going to have unlimited power now for our various systems. Now, to get our power where we want it to go, I think we're going to use Flux Networks. It has been a second, y'all, since I have played with the Flux Networks mod. But I seem to remember that this has wireless power transfer, and it can do power transfer between dimensions. So let's see what we need for this mod. I think the flux plug is going to be the base piece, and a flux point adds power. And all of this is based on these flux cores and flux blocks. Now that means we need some flux dust, which we can make in our metallurgic infuser, easy enough. We just need some obsidian for that. And the flux block also just needs flux dust. So yeah, we need to come up with some Eyes of Ender, which I think we have laying around somewhere. Can we craft those somehow? Ender pearls, where are we getting those? Oh yeah, we're getting them from sifting endstone. So we can make up a bunch more endstone and sift that down. I think we're already doing that, if I remember correctly. And then we can use that to make all the rest of this. Now, is there a faster way to make obsidian? Block conversion, blast chiller? Yeah, we just need a source of lava for this, but we'll come up with that later. So we've been using the integrated dynamic squeezer here to get our lava. I wonder what it would take for us to do something fancier. Integrated dynamics. The automatic squeezer is what I'd really like to have. So the mechanical squeezer, yeah, that's what they call it. This requires the energy battery, and that requires mineral, and mineral we get from mineral saplings, which we can get into a Botania pool. And a monopool from Botania is not especially difficult. We just need to come up with a pure daisy. I think we can do all of this pretty quick here. So let's get some flower power going. Okay, there we go. We got 3 mystical white flowers, not just the 2 that we needed. So that's enough white petals to make our pure daisy. Perfect. And we'll just put this down. We'll put it over here with our flowers. Why not, right? It seems like a good place for it. Grab up our bucket so we can put some water in here, like so. And I think the other thing that we need is some seeds. I think just 1 to make a pure daisy. Where are our seeds? Like so. All right, so if I remember correctly, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 seed. There we go, a pure daisy. Okay, so we plunk down our pure daisy. We take some cooked stone, our regular stone, and put that around it. And hopefully in a few short seconds, it will transform itself into our other type of stone. Was it living rock? That's what they call it. Okay. And there we go. There is our living rock. Perfect. Now we can take our living rock and make our first mini monopool like so. Oh, I've got too much stuff. Let's put this down here. Okay. So our monopool, we're just going to put like right here. Yeah, wander the forest. That's what we need to make. So we need some living wood twigs, which we can make out of regular logs. And we just repeat the same thing as before. We put logs down this time instead around our pure daisy. Perfect. That is all the living wood we are gonna need. And we already have an axe, even better. Just like this. How do we make living wood? Ah, there you go. That's how we do it. Knew it was something like that. So 3 of those and a couple of petals. I don't have 2 pink. Well, yeah, we'll use brown. Brown is fine. Okay, great. And now we have our living wood wand. We put in our light gray, 2 brown, and red. And then we just need a seed in there, and voila, 1 endoflame. Okay, so we're going to make a floating version of this, which means we need a shimmering flower of some sort. We're going to do a glimmering flower of some sort. So glowstone dust and our mystical pink flower gives us a glimmering pink flower. Put that on top of our pasture seed and dirt, and that gives us a floating pink flower. And then that with our endoflame gives us a floating endoflame. All right. Now this should then be the thing that we need to get our mana. So let's put all these blocks down. That should, yeah, start lighting it up. Okay, a little bit more living wood and 1 mana spreader coming right up. And then I think all we have to do is put it in the vicinity of where this endoflame is, and then we can point it at the monopool. There we go. And that should fill it up. We can throw these blocks of coal again, which hopefully these will burn off that, and we should get power. Okay, got our sapling. Let's see if, nope, it doesn't look like we're getting mana yet. Ah, there we go. We just had to connect it up. Okay, perfect. And there we go. 1 mineral sapling. Perfect. Now let's go ahead and throw this down, let's say over here, bone meal it a bit. And now we can chop this down and collect all the goodness. Okay, almost an entire diamond pickaxe later, and we finally have enough for our chunks and crystallized blocks. So we'll grab that real quick. Oh, did I count wrong? No, I didn't count wrong. Of course I didn't count wrong. That's that. Unless we need more than that. I think that squeezer, we can go break our existing squeezer to get that. And we need crying obsidian. I thought we had picked some up while we were in the nether. Okay, so we picked up our old mechanical squeezer. So we should have all of the bits that we now need, or excuse me, the original squeezer. Now we have the mechanical squeezer. Perfect. Okay. So the mechanical squeezer we can now use to automate a lot of things, including our lava production. Okay, so we loaded up our combustion generator with more coal, and now our mechanical squeezer is ready to roll. We can put down a fluid tank next to it, and I think that'll pull the fluid out. But you know what? We can also go ahead and do the last piece of our pipes mod and make a fluid pipe with that. So fluid pipes are relatively easy. And we're going to connect this up like this, and then that like that. So the pipes are then going to drain the fluid from there into our basic fluid tank. Now what we have to do is go get ourselves a stack of blaze powder, maybe 2 stacks of blaze powder while we're at it. And we'll put our blaze powder in there. And in theory, this should, yes, immediately start turning it into lava very, very rapidly. Perfect. So we're going to get 1 bucket of water, like so. And we're going to dig ourselves a little trench. And we're going to use that to generate us a bit of obsidian. There we go. Grab my water bucket. And there we go, obsidian. So we're going to smash this up. I'm going to do this about, I don't know, a dozen times until we have like a half stack of obsidian or so. And then we're going to use that to make the rest of our ingredients here. Okay, so the only way to make obsidian dust in this pack is actually use the enrichment chamber, which is a surprise to me. So the enrichment chamber is relatively straightforward. We just need another one of those steel casings, which we can make real easily. And there we have it, one enrichment factory, all done. And we'll just plunk it down over here for now. And let's load in our obsidian. Okay, so we do need one more thing, and that is we don't have enough ender pearls. The best way to get ender pearls is to generate some using, of course, our favorite, the pedestals mod, again. Okay, so there is our endstone crushing automation. We've got endstone bricks that's being turned into endstone on our pedestal using the generator. That goes into the auto hammer for crushed endstone, goes into a functional storage drawer, drops down into our sifter and gives us crushed endstone, which gives us all of the dimensional shards and ender pearls we could ever want. Now, as I mentioned in the last video, when you're adding new items to your functional storage array, you're going to want to add the items into the new boxes you've added first, and then link them. Otherwise, random garbage is going to get spilled into those slots. So be very careful in the order in which you add things to your functional storage array. Okay, so we'll take our newly generated ender crystals, our flux dust, which we made in our metallurgic infuser with some redstone, our crushed obsidian dust, which is what we made in the enrichment chamber, and put this all together into some Flux Network stuff. So let's make some flux cores. I don't know how many we're going to need here. Let's do 16. Oh, we don't have enough obsidian. Let's make more obsidian real quick. Now, let's see here. We're going to need our flux point, a flux plug, a flux controller, and a flux storage, I think. Flux blocks should be easy enough, but these are kind of expensive. We may have underestimated our resources significantly. Yeah, we're going to need a lot more than what we've got. Okay, so that means we need to mass produce obsidian. So we need a better way of getting at obsidian. So yeah, I think it's going to be a combination of cobblestone in the magma crucible and our blast chiller. Now the magma crucible is relatively easy. We can get all of these ingredients. Then the blast chiller should also be relatively straightforward except for the packed ice that we need. So packed ice we can get from Botania with a pure daisy if we can get ice. And ice we can only get easily, I think, through the solidification chamber. So that needs snow. And snow, of course, we can get from a pure daisy really easy. So let's set this up real fast and you can see all the things that I am talking about here. So since it's catty corner to it, but not running over the daisy, that means we should get water to form into snow right here. And there we go. Now we just need to do that a bunch more times. Oh no, I dug too fast. I dug too deep. Okay, so we've got 10 snow. I think that'll be enough for what we need to start. So first we're going to need water to go into our chiller, or excuse me, into our solidification chamber. So we're going to make an aqueous accumulator from thermal. These are nice because they don't require power and they just bring water in from a water source. So we can plop this down anywhere over here in the water like so, and it's just going to gather water for us. Now, from that, we take our solidification chamber and we can make this pretty easily. 2 blocks of lapis, no problem. A compressed cobblestone, also no problem. And 3 obsidian pressure plates, also no problem. We just need a bunch of stone pressure plates to make that. All right, and now we can make our solidification chamber. Okay, and we'll just run our power cable down this way, and we can put our solidification chamber here. I guess that's not the best layout, but whatever, we're gonna live with it. Put our water pipes here. I think the solidification chamber needs power. Yeah, it does. And that means we just need to withdraw the power by clicking with the pipe wrench on this. So we just need to tell our pipe here to pull water out of it. It's going to start sticking it into the solidification chamber, and we will put our snow here, which will turn it into ice. Okay, so there we have our 2 blocks of packed ice. Now, you can make packed ice using the pure daisy, but unfortunately, number 1, ice tends to melt when you put it too near torches, so that can be a problem. But moreover, you can't break packed ice unless you have Silk Touch, and we don't have any tools with Silk Touch that I am aware of. I haven't seen any. So we are stuck with just this way of doing it, making it by hand. Now, we just need these last few little bits and pieces here. So that means we need a tin gear, some iron nuggets, all of this sort of stuff, which I think also for the blast chiller means we're going to need Invar gears. And Invar, of course, is made with a blend. Okay, so we're just going to make our smelter real fast. I think an energized smelter is going to be extremely helpful for us in the near future. I was going to hold off on doing all of these mechanism machines until after I had done a little bit more of the power with the Flux Network. Oh, I can use the enrichment chamber. What am I doing? Don't do this. No. Enrichment chamber. Let's take those away. 2, 3, 4. Perfect. That'll give us dust, and we can use those instead. Even better. And then we'll do the same thing with our iron. So it's interesting. You used to be able to get ore doubling using mechanism, but it looks like we're doing 3 to 4 now. So that's not quite doubling for the enrichment chamber early stages. We'll have to figure out how this works. I guess if we had the raw actual iron blocks, like the iron ore blocks, we could get this in a better ratio somehow, but I don't know how that works in modern Minecraft. I'm sorry. I'll have to figure all of this out. Okay, great. So now we have our iron dust and we have our nickel dust, and that gives us our Invar blend. Our Invar blend we can drop straight into the energized smelter and make that into our Invar ingots, which is the next thing we need in our chain. Okay, that should be all of our ingredients. So blast chiller, make our various Invar gears. We're going to need 4 of these all together. And then I think we just need our machine frame. Oh, it looks like we're going to need actually 2 more tin gears also. Forgot about that. Okay, so let's make 2 of these machine frames while we're at it because we know that we're going to use them. Oh, I'm running out of space. I need some better inventory management here very rapidly. And then our redstone coil. And there's 2 different types of redstone coil. These both use the flux coil. Okay, yeah, they're both using the flux coil. Okay, there's our blast chiller, easy enough. Now we take our nether bricks, put those together, and I think that's everything that we need for our magma crucible, like so. Great, magma crucible and blast chiller. Okay, so our blast chiller should be accepting lava from here whenever it's done cooking, but it's very, very, very slow. Let's see, auto output enabled. And this should be auto input enabled. There we go. And hopefully this is going to turn into obsidian. Yes. Yes. And not just stone, because that would be very obnoxious. Auto output enabled. Yes, it makes obsidian. Okay, perfectly. So that's going to be an infinite source of obsidian for us, although very, very slowly. So let's just make a drawer to store that in, like so. And we'll put this here. And there we have it. It'll start storing obsidian. So this is a very, very slow obsidian generator. Now this is going really slowly. So we're just going to upgrade this real fast. We're going to use a couple of these hardened integral components, which we're going to use 1 in each of our machines, and that should double the base. So we had a little hiccup in our plans here in that the combination of the magma crucible and the blast chiller was using more power than our poor little combustion generator could take care of. So I moved that downstairs to our main power supply that we built using our biofuel. Now, I really need another source of cobblestone here, so I think I'm going to go with the igneous extruder. That's easy enough if I can make some Constantine, which is just copper and nickel, as I remember. So let's go ahead and take our nickel and our copper. Is that right? Oh, 1 to 1. Great. So we'll do, what, 16? 16 is great. We'll do that. And let's go ahead and cook that down real quick. Okay, there's our Constantine. Okay, not Constantine. All right, and there's an igneous extruder. There we go, just like that. And now this will just plunk out all of the cobblestone we could ever want. Might need to make a few more item pipes here, but should be able to move this over here. And it looks like this doesn't require any power, which is awfully nice. Okay, there we go. So now we've got our igneous extruder putting cobblestone into our functional storage drawer here. And that's going to give us all of the cobblestone we need for our magma generator. That seems to be getting plenty of power off of the biofuel generator, I think. So now we just have to wait for a whole bunch more obsidian to be generated, which is going to take a little while. So we're just going to boop that away. Okay, I think we finally have enough flux dust to get started after all of that long-lasting building. So we're going to want to create a couple of these flux points, which I think are going to be how we're going to provide energy. And then we also need at least 1 or 2 flux plugs, which we are going to use to receive the energy. So here where we're currently outputting from our energy cube, let's make this the output. So we put that down there. And let's see here, create a new network, public network, and see if this works. So here, all these things need to be powered, right? So let's put this on top. That network selection, select that network. Okay, I think I've got this figured out now. So what it turns out I needed to do is have an intermediate energy pipe taking power out of our energy cube and putting it into the flux plug. So now we're getting input here. I also had to create a storage network and a flux storage item. So I think this is the only thing that can hold power. So you have to have one of these. The controller, it doesn't look like I actually need. I think that's just for wireless charging, but that is here now, so I can do that. So maybe I'll just do like this and like this. So now we've got wireless charging, so my jetpack should charge back up automatically if I have that correct. Yeah, like that. Enable wireless. Perfect. Okay, so now we should be getting more stored flux in there. And in theory, that means that this wireless point that I put down here, and I set the pipe to extract from here, this should start pulling stuff out if I give it a job. So by throwing some raw iron in here, it doesn't look like this is going down. And this should say, yes, it is outputting. So 20 FE per tick. So that means it's all connected and now working. So our wireless power is all connected. Now we'll want to move all of this stuff out from the middle of the yard where we have it right now and into somewhere a little bit better. Maybe we start building out a machine room. But I think this gives us exactly what we're looking for to be able to transmit power from our basement all the way over here to our main area that we have staged out. Well, that was a long journey just for power generation, but we got Flux Networks set up now. We have mechanisms started with some biofuel. We've got thermal expansion started. A lot of my favorite mods we've gotten to already tinker with here and learn a little bit more about some new ones that I didn't really know much about. And now we have pretty much limitless free power. I can continue to expand this biofuel setup I have behind me here and refine it and expand it. So I think this is a pretty good stopping place for this episode. So thanks again for watching us here on Enterprise Architecture, where we'll be playing FTB Skies, and we'll see you back here next time. Bye, friends.